Are you ready?
You better get ready.
Get ready to dive into the heart of local sports action. Broadcasting live from the heartland of Missouri. Welcome to the SEMO Scramble on SEMO ESPN.
Get set.
Because it's time to catch up on the latest local highlights, in-depth analysis, and interviews from the Boot Heel and beyond.
Mark, get set.
Here we go.
Welcome in. It's the SEMO Scramble here on SEMO ESPN Radio. Rusty Hendricks here in the SEMO ESPN studios. 1220 AM, 93.5 FM, and online, SEMOESPN.com. Happy Saturday to you. Happy to be joining you. I'm pumped up today because had a lot of fun at the SEMO Ball Awards last night. We're going to talk a lot about that. Some great guests today with the SEMO Ball Awards, so we'll get into that here in just a moment. I'm also pumped because I'm going to go to the Savannah Banana game tonight in St. Louis. I know there's many in the area that went last night. There was an appearance by Adam Wainwright at the Savannah Banana game. He came out of retirement. He pitched for the Bananas last night. So will we see Noah Niznik tonight? So, anyway, I'm excited for that. It'll be fun. The Cardinals lost last night against the Diamondbacks, so we'll get into that. The Catfish won. Okay, they won 1-0. Another shutout, their 7th shutout of the year. And it was some kind of rainouts that dampened the Midwest, the Midwest Plains Regional. Okay, that's a mouthful. So more of those games are going on today. They're actually going on right now, just starting the first game. Let's go ahead and give you the lineup for that real quick. What do we got? Here we go. All right. Right now at Kappa Hall Field, all games today at Kappa Hall Field in the Babe Ruth Midwest Plains Regional at Kappa Hall. So it's the Bombers versus the Aces 18U team. At 9 and 11 a.m., it's the Aces 16U versus the Perfectos. And then at 1 p.m., the Aces 18U against the Perfectos. At 3 p.m., and we'll carry it on 1400 KSIM with Eric Sean, the Squirrels will take on the Jumbos. 3 p.m., Squirrels got a win yesterday. At 5 p.m., it's Centennial versus the Revelers Elite, GSR Elite. And then at 7 p.m., the Bombers versus the Aces 16U. That's the schedule today at Kappa Hall Field. All things going on there. All right. Now, let's get into the SEMO Ball Awards. If you didn't make it last night, shame on you. Shame on you, because it was a great event. This is the 12th year. Can you believe that? 12 years now, the SEMO Ball Awards. It started in 2014. Over, I think it was like 56, 57 high schools being represented last night. Over 34 categories and over 200 athletes in attendance last night were honored, if being finalists in all kinds. We'd mentioned the different categories. So a great night. We got to see the red carpet show. We hosted that last night by SEMO ESPN. That was a lot of fun. We got to talk to a few different athletes and Brad Wittenborn. And Brad Wittenborn of Notre Dame, longtime coach, over 30 years. He's a Hall of Famer in the state of Missouri for Misha. Is a guy that well-deserved honor, maybe past due. And I wanted to just play a little snippet from him. I talked to him during the radio show. Sorry, it's not great audio. We had to record it there live, and it just was not great. So bear with me. But here's Brad Wittenborn last night, again, being honored. He has 5 state championships combined between basketball and soccer there at Notre Dame.
Were there things that you tried to teach, regardless of sport, as a head coach, leadership, sportsmanship, hard work? Or what are some of those things that you try to really implement in your programs?
Well, I wanted great effort from everyone, not just in games but in practice. I wanted them to be great teammates. They weren't allowed to yell at their teammates. Needed them to be great teammates to help pick each other up. I expected world-class sportsmanship. If you were going to get taken out of the game for something, it was if your sportsmanship slipped. and I wanted them to do community service. Service was a big part of what all my teams were about.
Last thing, and we'll let you go. What was one of the most rewarding things about being a head coach?
Oh gosh, just the pride I have in the people that I got to work with, to represent Notre Dame in the way they did, and to become the people that they've become, the good that they do in the community. You know, you mentioned that you couldn't go to a Notre Dame game without him being out there helping with the booster bowl, and it's not just him. Lots of them. They've gone on to do great things with their lives and make the world a better place.
Absolutely.
All right, again, apologize, not the best audio there, but hopefully you got enough of that and the gist of it there. But one of the big themes there, they had a video tribute beforehand. They talked about with Brad Whittenborn about basically, you know, all those that were talking there at Notre Dame, talking about how, look, he was a guy that didn't yell. He never yelled at the refs, never yelled at his players, always calm demeanor, and just a guy that was always for his players, wanted hard work, wanted the best out of, and a guy that he talked about that, look, he just came there originally just to teach, and then he kind of got pulled in to coach, and, well, the rest was history. But a guy that, look, he was special, no doubt, and, you know, the biggest theme afterwards was, look, he made better people out of him. Yet, yes, he was a great coach. That came along later, but the respect that he was given was well-deserved, and it's because of how he carried himself. And that was the theme last night from him. So, again, congrats to Brad Whittenborn as well. So, again, I've been going for about 8 years now to the SEMO Bowl Awards. It's probably it's by my top 5, you know, for sure. I mean, it's a first-class event, and it was a good one. I enjoyed the speaker in Victoria Arlen. It was, you know, she really gave a compelling message. Look, she was someone that was at 11, had a rare disease at age 11, left her unable to eat, speak, or walk for nearly 4 years in a vegetable state. But she was able to overcome it, and through perseverance, through hope, through gratitude, and even through her family and what they were able to do as well. So it was a message of hope, a message of hard work and not giving up. That was the message last night for these young athletes. And again, it was a compelling and inspiring night, no doubt. All right, bear with me, but let's go through the awards. Who won last night? Okay, there is a link on SEMO Ball. You can take a look, but let me give you that now. Who won last night? And look, before I get into that, if you're a parent, if you're a fan, and you think, oh, that person didn't deserve it, stop it. Stop it. Look, there's a number of people that are involved. I think there's over 4 newspapers that are involved to help, make a panel, and they put in a lot of work. I know firsthand. I'm not a part of the voting, but I know firsthand they really mull over this, and they really agonize over who wins, and they do their very best. So for those saying this person should have won over, stop it. Stop it. I don't want to see any social media posts saying this person should have won versus this person. Stop it, okay? Don't do that. These athletes, just to be a finalist is a great honor, but those who won, let's celebrate them. It's over. And, hey, next year, we'll see if the next athlete can make their mark. But here are the 2025 SEMO Ball Award winners for boys tennis Athlete of the Year, Matthew Austin of Notre Dame. Girls tennis Athlete of the Year, Claire Bean of Kennett. She's been involved with Hanley McAtee and those two. So Claire Bean actually is from Holcomb, but of the Kennett Holcomb program. Claire Bean, the tennis Athlete of the Year. How about boys swimming? This guy keeps winning. He is so good. Phineas Thiel of Cape Central wins again. Back-to-back swimming championships, I guess you could call it. How about girls swimming athlete? Carson McAllister of Cape Central. Cape Central, they are killing the swimming categories. Of course, they were state champions, if you remember, 2016, 2017, 2018 as a team for the boys. But continuing to have a great program there. How about football Defensive Player of the Year, Nolan Alford of Dexter, a guy that's going to play Evangel next year to play football. Alford was a great, guy. He played both ways, but Great defender, defensive back, linebacker type guy. I know he had at least one or a couple pick sixes on the year. I mean, he was great. How about this guy? One of the best careers in Cape Central history. Zaire Thomas wins the Football Offensive Player of the Year. I believe he won also that great award, the Card Trophy as well. Zaire Thomas, well deserving. How about the boys Basketball Player of the Year? P.J. Farmer wins that of Sykeston. The SEMO commit. We're actually going to talk to him coming up at about 10 minutes from now. How about the Girls Basketball Athlete of the Year? Look, there's a lot of good candidates. You could pick amongst a couple different ones, but pretty good one here. Carson Haygood helped lead her team to the state Final Four for Doniphan. She's one of the best shooters I have seen in high school girls basketball. Carson Haygood gets that trophy. How about the Baseball Athlete of the Year? Ryland Mills of Oran comes down with that. We're going to talk to him at 9:30, and guess what? He will help reveal, is he gonna go play for the Brewers? Is he going to stay at SEMO? What's he going to do? What does his future hold? Ryland Mills, that's coming up at 9:30. You do not want to miss that. All right. Softball Athlete of the Year, Hanley McAtee. Broke some school records there at Kennett. Again, helped her team to the Final Four. Hanley McAtee, well-deserved. Soccer Athlete of the Year for the boys, that's Trayton Barnett of Perryville. He had a great, great year. How about another Perryville athlete? For the girls, Soccer Athlete of the Year, Lena Adams of St. Vincent. Oh, my goodness, what a year that she had. The Mizzou commit, she's coming back. Lena Adams, amazing job. Over 50 scored goals for her. She was fantastic. How about the boys Track Athlete of the Year? That is Patrick Slack of Poplar Bluff. The girls' track athlete of the year, Carly Ann Kasu of Chaffee. The golf athlete of the year for the girls is Julia Schlitt of Jackson. And the boys' golf athlete of the year is Banks Nesselrot of Dexter. All right, how about boys wrestling? Cade Keene of Jackson. Girls wrestling is Kaylee Millam of Jackson. The boys' volleyball athlete of the year is Jonathan Palmer of Saxony Lutheran. The girls' volleyball athlete of the year is Reagan Howell of Oak Ridge. And we're going to talk to her in a couple minutes. How about the boys' cross-country athlete of the year, Aiden Nabowski of Jackson. The girls' athlete, also of Jackson, that is Anika Barks. We mentioned the Lifetime Achievement Award and Brad Wittenborn. The SEMO Ball Cup Award, okay, goes to the school with the best winning percentage, success rate, based on school size, all kinds of different factors, okay? I don't know all the particulars, but it's a cool formula that they have for that. But St. Vincent winning it, and that's the 8th different school to win the SEMO Ball Cup. How about the Best Fans Award, voted on by the fans? And that is Scott City picks up the best fans this year. The SEMO ESPN Coach of the Year, Tyler Trover of Portageville. One of the best coaches in high school baseball, no doubt. He has helped lead his team to the state year after year. And this is a team, too, that had a lot of success this year that wasn't expected to do it. But he did it again. And how about Tyler Trover of Portageville? All right, the Comeback Athlete of the Year is Jimmy Williams of Jackson. Talk about a guy that had a heart transplant, came back, and then as a sophomore helping to lead their golf program at Jackson. How about Jimmy Williams? What a year and what a story that he had as well. Female, it's a new category rather this year. The Female Freshman Athlete of the Year, Kaylin Deckard of Oak Ridge. Well deserved. My goodness, what a year she had for Oak Ridge softball. She is going to be someone that's going to get a lot of D1 offers as she goes along her career. Kaylin Deckard of Oak Ridge. How about the Male Freshman Athlete of the Year, Aiden Morris for Notre Dame. Great runner. And the Female Scholar Athlete of the Year goes to Lillian Landis of Scott City. Some great ones there. And Matthew Austin gets that category for Notre Dame for the Male Scholar Athlete. The last two categories. The Female Athlete of the Year, and that goes to Carly Ann Kasu of Chaffee. The Male Athlete of the Year goes to Jermonte Alexander of Caruthersville. And there's no doubt that he had the best suit in the house, Jermonte Alexander for sure. But what those two did, look, Javante Alexander, a football player, a basketball player, and also a great track and field runner. Look, that's how you get the Athlete of the Year. Multi-sport athlete and excelling in all, and Javante Alexander did that. He was impressive, just outstanding athlete. Same thing for Carly-Ann Kasu. She is one of the best softball players in the entire area. Okay, that's one. She was a really good basketball player for them as well. And then how about maybe the best track athlete as well? I think she won that award I just mentioned. Carly-Ann Kasu, state breaking records there at Chaffee High School, winning a couple state titles there at Chaffee this year for track and field. Yeah, Carly-Ann Kasu, well-deserved for Chaffee as well. All right, that is a look at the SEMO Ball Award winners. Now we're going to talk to a few of them. We're going to talk to Reagan Howell of Oak Ridge, who won the Volleyball Award. Coming up next, stay with us. We'll be right back. SEMO Scramble. Welcome back. SEMO Scramble here on SEMO ESPN, 1220 AM, 93.5 FM, online, SEMOESPN.com. Make sure and check out the podcast page. After the show, we'll have all these interviews there for you, and that is at SEMOESPN.com/podcast. Happen to be joined now on our phone line with the winner of the Volleyball Player of the Year at the SEMO Ball Awards from Oak Ridge, and that is Reagan Howell. So, Reagan, thanks for joining us this morning. How are we doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. And look, SEMO Ball Awards last night. How neat of an event is that? Did you have fun last night?
Absolutely. It's the coolest just seeing all the amazing athletes from the area come together, and it's set up really nice.
Now, have you been to one before, or was that your first?
I was invited last year for the same category, but this is my first year winning.
Absolutely. I got to ask you about the keynote speaker in Victoria, Arlen. What did you think of her last night?
Her story was amazing. It was truly inspirational, and I especially loved how she pursued a career in broadcast journalism, especially like sports broadcasting. I thought that was super cool, especially because that's something that interests me.
Yeah. So anything that she said kind of resonate with you? I mean, just about her story or how she was able to come back from what she, dealt with as an 11-year-old?
Well, I liked the part where she said there was one day where she couldn't even scratch her nose, and now she's just so blessed to even do small things like that. It's really incredible, and she showed just how much we shouldn't take for granted even the small things in life.
So, again, it was announced you were the Volleyball Player of the Year. When you heard your name, were you surprised, number one, and number two, how excited were you to win?
I was very surprised. Like I said, there's a lot of insane athletes that attend the awards. I was not completely expecting that I would win that category, and I was so excited. I couldn't even believe it.
So where does this honor stack up with some of the others that you have garnered over your career?
This is one of my, the highest awards I've received, I can say. It is such an honor because it's not just comparing, Class 1. It's, schools of all sizes from the area. So it truly was an honor.
So you helped Oak Ridge to their first district championship in volleyball, I believe, right? I mean, how cool is that?
It is, one of the best feelings ever, playing in that game and being able to keep playing in postseason, especially with that team and with the coaching staff of Coach Starla. It was an amazing feeling.
Was that maybe your best memory of the year? What's something that stood out this year for you on the court?
Yeah, winning districts was definitely a great memory. We also played Charleston regular season, and I served 25 straight points. That was probably one of my favorite high school memories. But yeah, it was just a great year for our team. We had great players, great coaches. Everything was amazing.
So you dominated your senior season, both as a dual threat, with those kills and also the blocks. Which one do you like to do more? Do you like to get that big block or make that kill?
I'd probably say I like to hit the ball a little more. I'd probably rather get a kill.
What do you think is your strength as a volleyball player?
My strength. I'd say even when I'm having an off day, I'm able to keep my energy up, which is a good thing, especially in volleyball, because it's a game of making mistakes. So you just got to be mentally tough and play through those mistakes.
For sure. Look, I got to mention this. You're going to be playing for Mineral Area MAC next year. How tough was that to try to choose the right, college, or what made them the right choice?
So going to a small high school, I really didn't want to transition to too big of a school, and Mineral Area was so welcoming. The staff was so nice, and the players too. I got to meet some of last year's players, and I think it just felt like home, and I knew it would be an easier transition from coming from a small high school.
Yeah, for sure. So look, I've got to see you a little bit this summer. I cover the Cape Catfish. You're helping out on staff for the Catfish this summer as well. Are you enjoying your time this summer with the Catfish?
I love working for the Catfish. They're such a great organization. Everybody needs to go to a game.
Yeah, for sure.
They're a great team.
Last thing, and I'll let you go. You mentioned about getting into broadcast journalism. I majored in that in college as well. Obviously, doing a little bit of that now. What is your goal? What do you want to do, later on after college? What are some of your aspirations in the future?
So throughout high school, I've done some writing for the Cast Book, and I just love being in sports journalism. I hope to do sports broadcasting at some point. I don't know what college I'll attend after MAC, but I'm hoping to figure it out.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Reagan, thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you, I guess, on Tuesday night when the Catfish are back in town. But appreciate it so much. Congratulations on your selection as the Volleyball Player of the Year. Well-deserved, and just enjoy your weekend.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. That is Reagan Howell of Oak Ridge. We'll take another quick break. Guess what? We're going to talk to the Basketball Player of the Year for the SEMO Ball Awards and P.J. Farmer next. SEMO Scramble here on SEMO ESPN. Rusty Hendricks back here with you, and PJ Farmer is going to be hearing that song a lot, the SEMO fight song. So get used to that, PJ. PJ Farmer of Sykeston is with me now, the SEMO commit, and already getting some work in for the basketball season upcoming. PJ, how we doing this morning, man?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I had a good time last night. How about you? I mean, how fun was the SEMO Ball Awards last night?
It was very fun, seeing all the top athletes in the area, being able to come together and just enjoy a moment like that.
And you got to sit with a lot of your buddies. I mean, there was a lot of Sykeston athletes being finalists last night.
Yes, sir. That's always a good moment. Me and those guys, we built such a strong relationship within just 2 years. So, I was happy to spend that final award of my high school career with those guys.
So what's something that stood out to you last night from the awards and then, just the things that went on? I mean, what did you think about the speaker, Victoria Arlen, and all that she had to go through?
I thought her story was very inspiring. Not too many people would just continue to wake up every day and fight how she did, and I think it's just amazing how far she's come. And I think she was just a very good. She was a good speaker, and she came off as a very good individual to me as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, you mentioned I don't know that I could even fathom what she went through, and then even think about trying to overcome what she did. I mean, that's just amazing. And then look, and then she became someone that was an Olympian, a Paralympic champion, and then on with Dancing with the Stars, and look from where she was to where she is now. I mean, that's just crazy to me. But all right, look, it was announced that you were the Basketball Player of the Year. How does that make you feel that you were voted the best basketball player in the area?
It feels good, It shows all that hard work I put in. It finally paid off. but I can't take all the responsibility for that award. You know, I have to give a whole lot of credit to my teammates, the coaching staff, that all the programs, Charleston and Sykeston, that I was a part of, and you know, they built me to be ready for moments, and I'm just so thankful for those guys, coaches and players.
I don't have it in front of me. I don't know what your career record was at Sykeston, but it was very, very good. You guys were 26-4 this year. Had a berth in the Class 5 state tournament as far as the quarterfinals. You averaged 18 points a game. You shot the ball well. 79% for the free throw line, and of course an all SEMO Conference Player of the Year award as well. So when you think about your time with Sykeston, what's something that stands out to you as far as the memories and just as far as maybe some moments in your career? Because, look, you've had some amazing moments. So you've had some big shots that you've made. You had a slam dunk to get 1,000 points. Again, winning tournament championships or district titles. I mean, what comes to mind?
Definitely the fan base. You know, showing up in the field house on a Friday night. You know, you'll never meet anything that electrifying. You know, those fans, they're crazy. They're supportive. You know, they wear the Bulldog shirt with pride, and it's just incredible how much they support us.
And, of course, you were there with Charleston as well to begin your career, winning a state title there, you know, as a youngster. Just, again, when you think about all that you accomplished in your high school career, what comes to mind?
Definitely freshman year, that state championship. That was one of the greatest feelings as an athlete or as a person that you'll ever get, winning the state championship. And I'm glad I was able to do it with those guys. Those guys were day ones, literally. You know, half of those guys, we're all related. So,
yeah,
you know, with those guys, being able to win with those guys, that was just a really good feeling.
Look, I know it was bittersweet as far as the way you ended your career, right? I mean, you came up short of the playoffs. I mean, again, you had a great year at Sykeston, but does that game against Webster Groves, does it still kind of haunt you a little bit?
Not anymore. You know, I've accepted it.
Sure.
You know, I believe that God, He made me feel that way for a reason. So I got to bounce back and work harder and prepare for my future.
And your future is with the Redhawks at SEMO. Look, you've already been getting, I believe, some practice some time there. How have things gone this summer? How are things working out so far at SEMO?
I was working out really well. The coaching staff's amazing. The guys, the players, amazing. You know, we got really good chemistry so far. We actually just finished our last week of workouts, and so far we're looking pretty good.
So, as the coaches talk to you about maybe what your role could be on the team this year, I mean, and also how much are you learning about yourself throughout the summer?
We haven't really gotten the roles yet. You know, it's only July. But one thing I've noticed about myself is I have to continue to get bigger and stronger. You know, those guys, those are grown men.
Yeah.
So I gotta continue to prepare myself and get ready by the time November, December comes around.
So how does the team look overall? You know, how talented is this roster?
I mean, this is one of the talented teams in OVC, I would say. You know, we have 8 or 9 returnees, so we got a lot of veterans and a whole bunch of leaders. So I think we'll be pretty good.
Is there a guy that you look at and like, oh, that's a dude? Is there anybody that you look at like that on the team?
Definitely. You got Brendan Terry, our 4, and B.J. Ward, the starting guard. He's amazing, you know. Actually, he's kind of taking me under his wing, so, you know.
That's awesome.
I try to stay around him as much as possible and pick up on things he do and just follow him because he's a really good point guard and someone really good to look up to.
Absolutely. All right, PJ, I really appreciate the time this morning. I'll let you go, but I want to say again, congrats on winning the Boys Basketball Player of the Year, and we are excited and just full of anticipation to see you at SEMO.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thanks, PJ. Take care, brother.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right, PJ Farmer of Sykeston. Good stuff from him. We're excited to see him at SEMO, and I think that's a pretty good choice. Pretty good choice for Basketball Player of the Year in PJ Farmer. He was amazing, and excited to see him for the Red Hawks. How about another Red Hawk? Another guy that's committed there, Rylan Mills, the Oran guy, the Oran graduate, a guy that just got drafted. Can you believe that? Just got drafted in the Major League Draft. He won the Baseball Player of the Year, Rylan Mills. He's going to come next. Stay with us, and he's going to tell us what his future holds. You don't want to miss that. Stay with us here in the SEMO Scramble. SEMO Scramble here on SEMO ESPN Radio, 1220 AM, 93.5 FM, and always online, SEMOESPN.com. If those that are tuning in want to go back and listen to some of the interviews, we just talked to Reagan Howell of Oak Ridge, PJ Farmer of Sykeston, and just getting ready to talk now with Rylan Mills of Oran. Go to SEMOESPN.com/podcast. And after the show, at about 11 a.m., we'll have those up ready to go for you, and make sure you can go back and listen. But we are excited to talk to Rylan Mills. He's a SEMO commit, a guy that played his high school ball at Oran. He just was awarded the SEMO Ball Baseball Player of the Year, and he was an 18th round Major League Baseball draft pick as well. So, Rylan, thanks for doing it. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Rusty.
Absolutely. So, look, man, I know you've been busy lately, but thanks for joining me. And I just want to say, first off, congrats on the award last night. But just how crazy of a week has this been for you?
It's been pretty hectic, honestly. It's been a whirlwind. I'm sure I'll look back on it here in a couple weeks and so and be like, what just happened? But it's been pretty crazy.
So you were there last night in attendance at the SEMO Ball Awards. How neat of an event was that? Did you have fun last night?
Oh, yeah, I had a blast. That was my first time attending it. It was a really cool experience. Everybody that was, all the nominees, that was cool to see, and the guest speaker, she was very good. That was an awesome speech. So all around, it was a pretty awesome night.
So what was your favorite part? Was it the red carpet? Was it getting in on the food last night, the selfie spot, just the award show itself? I mean, what stood out to you?
Honestly, probably the award show, just kind of showing off not only the people that won the awards, but all the nominees. I think that's a cool thing to be a part of. Absolutely.
Speaking of awards, you were a guy that were all conference, all district, all state as a baseball player. And again, now you're the Baseball Player of the Year for the SEMO Ball Awards. How does that sound? Well, that's a nice ring to it, doesn't it? I mean, what does that award rank for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool award to receive, obviously. I mean, I don't play the game for the accolades. It's just kind of it's a bonus part. Whenever this year, it was easy for me to play hard and play well around my teammates. I had a great team this year that really pushed me, and I think I pushed them. So looking back on it, it was a great year, and I just so happened to get rewarded for that great year.
Yeah, I mean, last year you guys won the state title at Oran. You went back to state this year. You were the Scott, Mississippi Conference champions, and again, you third place finish in state this year. You posted a .507 batting average, a .649 on base. You had 9 home runs, 9 jacks this year. And so just a great year all the way around. Anything that stand out to you as a big moment in the high school baseball season this year?
There were a lot of them, honestly. This year, it wasn't always just riding the high road for our baseball team this year. We were good, but we had our ups and downs. But just looking back on the year, obviously you never imagine your high school career being over, but being able to look back on it, I can say that I enjoyed the roller coaster ride. It was awesome. I mean, this year we had a young team, so it was kind of fun to be able to be the veteran on that team and help out those younger guys and eventually lead us to a pretty successful season.
So obviously I mentioned the state championship last year, going back to state this year, winning conference, winning some of those individual awards. But as you look back now, you have maybe a moment to look back at what you accomplished. I guess, how proud of you, number one, and just what stands out as far as maybe a big memory in your career?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super proud. Obviously, I'm even proud of like my high school team, the guys that didn't really get noticed or the big awards or nominees, stuff like that. Because as far as our high school team, I mean, we wouldn't have been the team that we were if we didn't have those young guys that stepped up in big moments, stuff like that. So it wasn't I was the one that got recognized this year, but it wasn't just all about me, which is a cool thing that I can be able to say that I had a great team like that, a lot of good teammates, a lot of good coaches, stuff like that. So it was a good year.
Absolutely. Look, this past Monday, July the 14th, you're going to remember for the rest of your life, drafted in the 18th round, 545th pick in the Major League Draft by the Brewers. Where were you at, and how did you find out that you were drafted?
So I was actually in Tennessee. My sister was she got married on Sunday. So she got married on Sunday, and I got drafted on Monday. So it was a pretty crazy couple days there. I had a pretty good feeling I was getting drafted as far as like how we were communicating with the area scout. He was pretty confident. I was pretty confident. So I was sitting in the car with my girlfriend actually, and he texted me. He said, "Hey man, be watching your phone." He's like, "We're probably about to draft you." And I was like, "Oh shoot!" So me and her, we took off to my sister's house, probably like 20 minutes away. I was like, maybe I can get to the rest of my family before I get drafted. And sure enough, about 2 minutes later, I got drafted, and my phone starts blowing up like big time.
Man.
And I was like, okay, maybe I can make it to my parents. Maybe they're not watching. Maybe they don't know. And everybody was also blowing up their phone, so they found out immediately. So it was a little anticlimactic, but it was still pretty awesome.
Well, when you found out, I mean, what was the emotions like? I mean, how'd you feel? How pumped were you?
It was honestly one of the first times in my life I've been speechless. Like I was even pretty confident it was going to happen, and I was still like it was just one of a kind feeling. Like it was just an awesome feeling to just be able to look at, or I was looking at my phone and see my name pop up, and it was just pretty surreal feeling.
Absolutely. And look, I know that you're close to a guy named Trenton Moses. I am too. He was a former, Atlanta Braves draft pick, SEMO baseball OVC player of the year as well. He was, he's my best friend. He's a former teammate in high school of me as well. But next time, I want you to kind of rib him a little bit, okay? He was drafted in the 26th round. You were in the 18th, so just remember that, all right?
Yeah, I can. I've got the upper hand on him as far as that. Yeah.
So look, man, I know that he has helped you with some hitting lessons, some advice, obviously some shared experience of what it's like, in your where you're at in your life right now. So I don't want you to give anything away yet, but I know that you've kind of made a decision on what to do before go to school, stay with SEMO or to sign pro ball. But I want to ask about how hard that decision has been, and how much did a guy like Trent help you in that process?
It's been not a hard decision, just a lot of things going on, really. Lots of things to think about as far as my future, and I don't think there's a right or wrong road. Yeah. It's just what road I think is best for me right now. And Trent, he's been awesome through that process. He's the first person I called once I found out I got drafted. As soon as I saw my name pop up, I called him and we chatted about it a little bit, and that kind of describes our relationship. Like I lean on him a lot as far as baseball advice, life advice, stuff like that. So he along with other coaches have helped me out more than I can even say during this decision, stuff like that. And definitely hasn't been easy, but I think I'm making the right decision for my future.
Yeah, he was the reason that I found out. I think right after that, he must have sent me a text, and he said, "Hey, look at this." And so he showed me that you were drafted. Hey, man, you've played for Tyler Smith, the Three Rivers head coach, but he's in Ohio this summer with the Flaggers. You're playing in the Northwest League, or Northwoods. What is it, the Northwoods, Northwest? I'm sorry. What is that?
It's the Great Lakes Collegiate League.
Great Lake. I was way off. Okay, Great Lakes Collegiate League. I'm sorry. So, look, man, again, it's a collegiate league that you're playing into, but how cool is that? How much has he helped you, and playing there, and this summer, and how tough has that transition been?
This summer it was an awesome experience. It was right up there with the most fun I've ever had playing baseball in my life. Like, you just had a bunch of college guys there to get better, there to have a good time. The fan experience was awesome. Our team staff did a great job of making it enjoyable for the fans and for us, which was a fun experience. And not only that, we got to play some awesome competition up there. So I know, as far as me, I got a lot better in the month-ish that I was up there. So that was something that I would do 10 out of 10 times again.
All right, you have to tell this story. Again, talking things over with Rylan Mills of Oran. He was drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers this past week on Monday, just awarded the baseball award, best athlete for the SEMO Ball Awards in baseball. So, look, I was told that you were kind of having a little bit of a tough time and you thinking about, I don't know that I want to go to the tryout. And you kind of had to get some encouragement by others, and you went up there, you decided to end up going, and then you crushed the tryout. I mean, completely impressed, obviously. The rest is history, but take us through that story of, there was a point in time where it sounds like that you weren't going to go.
Yeah, so I was at a pretty low point this summer. Eventually just kind of beating myself up a little bit more than I should have. Not really going about things the right way, and that's whenever I text Trent and said, "Dude, I don't know about this whole pro ball thing. I think it might be a waste of time to go to the tryout or the camp." And he pretty much he put me in my place. He told me what I needed to hear, and then that led to me not only going to the camp, but being the probably most standout player at the camp as far as the aspects of the game, is like MVP and live at bats, stuff like that. I really showed out, and if I wanted to have gone to that camp, I would not have got drafted, because going to that camp allowed me to get in front of all of the staff members that made the big decisions, not just one area scout. I got to be able to be in front of like 10, 20 guys in the system, stuff like that. So if I wouldn't have gone to that camp, I would not have gotten drafted by the Brewers.
So tell us a little bit, and I'm sorry I'm keeping you long here. I just have a couple more questions, but
no, go for it.
What was that experience like at the tryout? I mean, give us, what was some of the feedback from the Brewers? I mean, obviously, I know that you said leading up, the draft, I know you were texting with the area scout, and you kind of knew that you were probably going to get drafted. But I guess right after the tryout, what feedback did you get? Did you kind of think, okay, they like me, or what was the experience as a whole there?
Yeah, so it was awesome. I mean, it was a great experience. I got to be there with around 30 other high school guys that were doing the same thing as me. So it was fun because we were all competing against each other, but we all had the same goal in mind. So everybody was kind of like not cheering everybody on, but like we were all excited for each other, because we knew what would happen if we showed out well in that and stuff like that. And so they kind of took it. It was just kind of a showcase type thing, and then they took us through the clubhouse and all that, and their IA facility is where it was, and it was like one of the best in the league from what I was told, and I would believe that their clubhouse and their facilities were absolutely amazing at that field. So it was awesome to kind of walk through there and maybe even kind of envision yourself being, well, maybe one day I'll be here. That's the goal, and I'm striving towards that goal now. So it was a pretty awesome experience.
Okay, you alluded to it earlier that you've made the decision. So to play pro ball or to go to SEMO to boost your stock, receive your education close to home. So, all right, man, the time has come. Help us out. Hopefully you can give us the word. Announce it right now. Where will you be playing baseball next year?
The Milwaukee Brewers. I signed with them.
So signing professional baseball with the Milwaukee Brewers. Awesome. That is great, man.
Yeah, like I said, it wasn't really a hard decision. There was just a lot of things to think about because I was dead set on SEMO. SEMO was where I wanted to be. The coaching staff there was amazing. So it was kind of hard to have to call them and tell them I wasn't going to be there. I wasn't upset about it because obviously I'm pursuing my dream now. But it was kind of a complicated decision, but I believe that it's the right decision, and it's hard to pass up on. So that's why I decided to sign.
Absolutely. We are so happy for you, man. We're looking forward to seeing you. I know, look, Cardinal fan, Brewers, but hey, they are a good organization. And look, seriously, I have heard that they are a very good organization as far as developing catchers. So just wanted to throw that out there. The Brewers are great at developing catchers, so we're excited for that. But look, man, I know that you just said you're happy with your decision, but also how supportive were your parents, the rest of your family in supporting your dream as well?
Oh, they were 100% with me, whichever way I wanted to go. My family though, they've known since about the time I was 6 years old. Like, obviously, all 6-year-olds want to be a professional baseball player. Like that's the goal. And then you get a little bit older and you still say it, but you don't really do anything about it. And then that just kind of keeps going. But this whole time, the older I've been getting, the more I've been working to achieve that. And I'm speed running it a little bit, skipping over the next 3 years, going straight to it. But my parents, they knew how hard I've worked for it, so they were 100% with me on the decision to sign with the Brewers.
All right, so there you go. You make the announcement. You're going to be going to play in the Brewers organization. So next step is what? I think you're leaving tomorrow, right? So where are you going? What have they told you? What's the next step for you?
Yeah, so I fly out tomorrow to Arizona, and then I'll be there for the next 6 weeks, just playing baseball for the next 6 weeks, and then after that, we kind of getting into the off season a little bit more after this next 6 weeks, and then I'll go to spring training in the spring, and then go from there. That's still pretty far away, but once we get there, that's whenever they'll get established where I'll land this next summer.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I also wanted to ask, sorry, how much has your personal belief in yourself, kind of your faith system, whether you belief in God or just your kind of the encouragement again you've gotten from others, how has that helped you along the way?
Oh, it's been the biggest thing for me. So I believe that none of this would be possible without God. He's established me with a great work ethic. He's put the people in my place, and I thank him every day for that, because without the people that have helped me get here, I wouldn't be half as what I am today. So, and I about this decision, I prayed about it a lot, just to make the right decision, and I believe that talking to God about that, like he opened up the door for me, and I think that's why I made the decision to sign with the Brewers, because he kind of made it a clear path. And I don't think that, as far as that, like confidence-wise, I have no reason not to be confident now. I know there's people that are in the Brewer system that are confident in me, so that means there's no way I shouldn't have confidence in myself.
100%. Rylan Mills, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Again, congrats on all the accolades, the honor last night, and, of course, of being drafted on Monday. We wish you nothing but the best. Even this Advance alum, I'm rooting on the Oran athlete here. So thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, and just wish you nothing but the best.
Thanks, Rusty.
All right. That is Rylan Mills. You heard it right here, first on the SEMO Scramble. He's signing with the Milwaukee Brewers. How about that? Let's go. Pumped about that. Excited to have him on today. And just exciting news here in Southeast Missouri. Rylan Mills going to play for the Milwaukee Brewers. Okay, I got to get one more little bitty break in. We're a little bit long here today. I took a long time with Rylan. That's okay. And we'll wrap it up next after this. All right, welcome back. It's the SEMO Scramble, SEMO ESPN. Thanks to, again, we talked a little bit with Brad Wittenborn. That was the recorded interview we did last night. Appreciate him for talking to us last night in the Red Carpet Show. Reagan Howell of Oak Ridge, P.J. Farmer of Sykeston, and Rylan Mills, all award winners last night. And, of course, Mills announcing that he's going to play for the Milwaukee Brewers. Do want to mention this. So, look, what does that mean for SEMO? SEMO is obviously going to be without a catcher now. One of the guys that they have a spot open. I don't know if he has made it official, but I'll go ahead and announce. I know that he gave it to me, so I don't want to speak out of turn, but that means that there's another guy that we could maybe add, and another guy is a guy that actually plays for the Cape Catfish. A catcher for them, second-year player, a guy that's from Oakland City University. He's from Dominican Republic, Moises Rosario. If you know that name, Moises Rosario is going to be signing to play for SEMO now instead of Rylan Mills. So I am happy for Moises as well. It's a spot that he wanted to land, and glad that he's able to come here and stay here. And Moises Rosario, he's going to play for the SEMO Redhawks next year. Again, as long as the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed. Don't want to jump ahead, but I don't know that it's officially announced, but that is what I have been told in Moises Rosario. Hey, speaking of the Catfish, they won last night, 1-0 against Du Bois County. Caleb Champion picked up the single to center field to score Caleb Niehaus. That's how they scored the run. 7 innings, just 4 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 2 Ks for Sean Williams last night. He was fantastic. He got the victory on the mound, and the Catfish win again. They're now 10-1 against the Bombers this year. The Catfish improved their record on the season. They now have, let me think, I think they have 29 wins on the year. I mean, my goodness, they have been fantastic. So Catfish on the road today against the Terre Haute Rex. They'll be back at home on Tuesday. So make sure and join us for that on SEMO ESPN. All right, so we mentioned it earlier, but for the Babe Ruth Midwest Regional Tournament, it's been in Charleston. However, with rain, canceled part of the games yesterday. Only 2 games that got in yesterday. Those 2 games were, let me give you the scores. Here we go. It was, where are we at? Okay, here we go. The Jumbos winning 12-1 over Centennial, Colorado. The GSR Revelers fall to the Squirrels 5-4. So the Squirrels win 5-4 over the Revelers yesterday. So the Bombers got delayed, and the Aces and the Perfectos. So anyway, again, the schedule today then, the Bombers and Aces 18U squad going on now. In about an hour from now, the Aces 16U will face off against the Perfectos. The Aces 18U will take on the Perfectos at 1. So the 16U, then the 18U against the Perfectos. At 3 p.m., it'll be the Squirrels against the Jumbos. Again, listen to that on KSIM with Eric Sean, 1400 AM, 101.7 FM, and online, KZIM, KSIM.com, our sister station. That's at around 3. At 5 p.m., Centennial, Colorado against GSR Elite. And then at 7 p.m., the Bombers against the Aces 16U squad. That is the lineup for the Midwest Regional. Again, that's at Kappa Hall, so you can go check that out today at Kappa Hall. Another Missouri team looking to make the trip to the national tournament. Looks like GSR has already clinched their ticket for that. Last thing before we let you go, the Cardinals last night on the road against the D-backs. They fall 7-3 last night against the Diamondbacks. Andre Palante on the mound did not have his best stuff. It was, let's see, really the lone highlight was Victor Scott. As Victor Scott, late in the game, had himself a big home run on a fly ball to right field, and that ended up scoring the runs. Victor Scott had a couple of hits last night. We saw Ivan Herrera with a couple of hits last night, but that was, again, the lone really highlight for the Cardinals, as they will take on the Diamondbacks again today, and it is a 6:15 start. Sonny Gray against Nelson for the Diamondbacks. So we'll see if the Cardinals can bounce back tonight. 6:15 at Chase Field in Arizona. But I'll be headed to the Savannah Banana game tonight. That's a 7 o'clock game. If you haven't gotten your tickets, you still can. There's a few available. They are expensive, but a great time. I know a lot of people had fun last night, and I'm excited to go tonight as well. Again, the Savannah Bananas coming to town there in St. Louis. So, folks, thanks so much for joining me this morning. I hope you enjoyed it. We will talk a little bit more, probably some more baseball, more about Babe Ruth baseball next week. We'll get into some of the trade deadline things as well next week, and also winding down to the catfish season. So a lot of baseball talk next week, so make sure and join us then. But we'll send it back to regular programming. Thanks so much for joining us. Had fun at the SEMO Ball Awards last night. Hope everyone's able to rest here today, take it easy, and have a great weekend. Rusty Hendricks here at the SEMO ESPN studios saying so long. Have a good one, everybody.
You've been listening to the SEMO Scramble on SEMO ESPN. Tune in every Saturday morning from 9 to 10 for a dash of hometown pride right here on the SEMO Scramble. Yes, don't miss the latest news, scores, and stories that matter most to local sports enthusiasts. From the Boot Heel and beyond. Right here on SEMO ESPN 1220 AM, 93.5 FM, the SEMO ESPN app, and at SEMOESPN.com.